Alright, so it's Tuesday after the long weekend. Doors down, heater's on. It's cold out. Anyways, I had a few people want to know. I was actually going to breeze through all this, but the wiring on this thing, shockingly enough, I guess maybe you guys find that interesting. I find it pretty much like torture. So I'll do a quick video on that. So I've already run wires front to back, so I think I've kind of go over that. I can go over the front wiring a little bit. But step one for me, call your old man, and he googles you a wiring diagram. So that's what you got to kind of do, and it'll show you everything goes. They're a little intimidating until you kind of get used to it a little bit, but you kind of follow it all. It color codes everything, shows you everything goes and stuff like that. The next step, I actually fluked out because I had 55 parts left over, so I've installed the fuse panel. I had another one off 55, so I can use that, which is always nice to trace myself around. And then a test light is your next best friend. Otherwise, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So I'll get set up in here with a couple of tools in the wiring diagram, and I mean, it looks a little intimidating, but every wire has a job to do. So start at one end and work your way through till there's none left, and hopefully everything works. So I'll get set up and I'll bring you guys back. So this is how you end up spending a bunch of time wiring with this wiring diagram right in front of you, like I was saying. So, I mean, I'll just give you guys a quick example here. So on the wiring diagram, it'll show up close. I don't know how it's going to turn out here, but so this is our headlight switch, and it won't tell you where everything goes, but you can trace it. So here's your dark green wire. You follow it all the way across, all the way down into the fuse panel. So that's where power comes in. So that's pretty easy on that one. Now you can go to your yellow wire. Okay, it's going to go up, it's going to go over, and that's going to go into your high-low beam. So what that does is, as you pull the switch on, it's going to put power through yellow into the high-low beam, and then the high-low beam will decide if it's high or low beam. So that's kind of how that works. So you can kind of go around, decide on every little thing what they're all going to do. Obviously, if we go violet, it's going to go up, around, in through here, all the way down. So that looks like it's going to go to the signal. So the violet one on the bottom will be park lights. The top is blue, will be your signal. So that's just running lights. Now if you go with this blue wire, and I'm sure if you trace it all the way backwards, it's not going to go to the headlight switch, it's going to go to the turn signal switch. So all those things are, you know, it's a little complicated and stuff like that. The big thing you got to remember on this, which is a pain, is they all have to talk to each other. The headlight switch, the turn signal switch, and the brake light switch, because you'll be doing a lot of things all at once. If you have the lights on, but you have the signal going, and you're on the brake, well, the tail light has to go dark and then bright. So everything is kind of controlled through the turn signal switch and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's a lot of wires and it looks a little intimidating, but it all breaks itself down to something pretty simple. So that's all that. So I've already done and checked all these things, which actually everything worked out pretty good. So I have headlights and all that, all the wiring is there, it's all clearly marked, it all ran, everything worked. The only thing I have to deal with is all the connectors. I can actually show you. They're just original. This is an original wiring harness. Leave me a comment how it's terrible, because everybody likes to do that. So for instance, this is where the headlights go in, and you can see it's all just butchered up and broken. So I'm not going to leave it like that. I have it hooked up just to test it. I'm going to cut everything, spade connect it, and electrical tape it and put it together. I've already done up here. This is what I did with the marker lights. Same thing. I cut them, spade connected them, taped them all so they're all insulated from each other, and I taped it up together so they're not going to come apart. So that's that. I mean, this whole thing is really, really easy because all there is lights, very simple ignition for the motor, and charging system, and then the blower fan. There's not much else, and this thing has got vacuum operated wipers, and then just no options. I don't even have radio on it yet. So that's how that goes. What I'm going to focus on next is trying to figure out what all these indicator lamps are. So that's what these do. So there are going to be a bunch of different things. Some of them are just going to be lights to illuminate the gauge cluster. There's going to be 2 indicator lights for signal, left and right. There's going to be a generator light. There's going to be a temperature light. I don't know what else is going to be on this, but I'll kind of figure that out. And yeah, they should all have a corresponding spot on the back of the cluster. So here's my cluster. Now it's going to be pretty simple. There's going to be a bunch of lights that go in there. Are just going to be interior lights just to light up the gauges. On each side, I don't know how it'll show up, but that'll be the left turn signal indicator. That'll be the right turn signal indicator. Both these are kind of fogged out. I'll see if I can put a light behind it. So you can see that lights up. That's actually the oil one. And over here is the generator light. So that'll be charging. That'll be oil pressure. There's one more light right in the center. This little bow tie indicates the high-low beam. So on the back side, you'll be able to see all these little holes, all of these little push-in where these lights will pop in, and they just have to go to the corresponding spot. And then on one side, I believe this is the fuel filler, so it's going to have one to the gauge, one to switched, 12 volts, and then this side will be the oil pressure gauge. I think that's what it is. Oh, temperature gauge, which I don't have the sender, so it's irrelevant, but it'll be the same thing. One would be switched 12 volts, and one would be to the sender. Right here is going to be where the speedometer cable goes on. So this little center piece fits in the hole, and then it just threads on the side, and that's as the transmission spins, mechanically spins that, and we'll turn this gauge. So as I turn the back even, you can just see it go by hand. It just moves a little bit. I can't spin it very fast, but that's that. Now we got that out of the way, we got to try and start finding what the heck these lights are. So you go back to your diagram, and we'll start at the bottom here. So that right here, it says right indicator, dark blue wire. So you know it's going to be dark blue, and it's going to have a little light on it, and it's on the right side. So I'm going to look on the right side of the wiring here, because it's split up in two. There you go, dark blue wire with a light. Pretty simple. So that's that. The other thing it says is your instrument lights. I've checked on all of them. They're all gray wire. So you can kind of loop those all together. There's a few of them here. Gray wire, gray wire, gray wire, gray wire. So all four of these are actually just going to light up the cluster. So I'll put those out there for a second. You can go up to the top, the left indicator, light blue. Same thing, so we're going to look on the left side. There's a light blue wire. That's going to be an indicator for the left. That's that. What else we got going on here? The generator indicator, so that's going to be if it's charging or not. We know it's going to go to a bulb. It's going to have a tan wire, which is switch 12, and then a brown wire. And that is going to follow its way, I'm sure, all the way over to the generator, alternator in this case. Same thing, we have it, there's no bulb in it, but tan and brown. So we know that's going to go to the gen light. So then all we have left will be the fuel gauge wire, which I'll have to find at some point. And I don't have a horn hooked up, obviously, but same thing, if you go and follow your little diagram, I don't know where I can find it here, real easy. Horn. Oh, horn button. So it's a dark green wire. Now, obviously that'll be on the column, and I have everything hooked up, and wouldn't you know, there's a dark green wire which isn't hooked up to anything. So I can now tap into this wire, or wherever it's going to go. I was just going to put a horn button right where the cigarette lighter is going to be, and then I'll have just a push button horn. So it's pretty simple. I mean, if you have a wiring diagram and you have a little bit of patience, that's the number one thing. But you can kind of do that. Sometimes I'll get in here and I'll kind of tape things off and write what it's all going to be. I might even do that right now, just so you don't get confused. Because this wiring diagram, it's a pain. And actually, this is what it starts off as. But you get your tech-savvy old man to blow it up. It makes life a little bit easier. So that's that. So I'll get to kind of taping these as to what they are. I think I have a bunch of bulbs, so I'll have to double check. And while it's all apart, now's the time to put brand new bulbs in. Because as you can see, once the cluster is in, you're out under the dash. That's a pain. So I recommend putting all new bulbs in. Makes life 1,000 times easier. So I've gone through, got all these bulbs dealt with. This thing takes a bunch of these weird 57 bulbs and 53 bulbs. But they all work. So I have the headlights pulled out. So you can see at the front here, they're on. So if they're on, that means I should have the dash lights. So now these, you think should be on, which there's power going to them, but they need to be grounded. They get grounded in the cluster. So I should be able to ground it on something on the car. There you go. Second it's grounded, it works. So same thing, anything that's light gray, like these ones with new bulbs, they should all work. Then you can also test the signals. We'll do that. So you can hear the flasher going. Signals are going on the outside, so that's left turn. So that should be light blue. So same thing. If I ground it to the car, so it flashes with the flasher. So now, I mean, I know everything's working. So if there's any other problems, there really can't be. So these ones there have all been tested. You can kind of carry on, do the rest. I'm sure I will do the rest of them. But those can all then go in the cluster. And then once they go in the cluster will bolt to the dash. Everything's grounded and all the lights will work. So it's just that simple. It's really not a very complicated process once you kind of understand how it works. I'm going to do a bit of a better job kind of cleaning this stuff up and making sure everything is kind of routed around the proper way. You really want to be careful you're not around anything that moves. So like the brake pedal, stuff like that, the emergency brake, even the gas pedal, all those things got to be proper. And then I'll feed this through, which is the mechanical linkage for the wiper motor. And yeah, I should be able to start putting stuff together. All right, so we're jammed in the car here. So it's kind of tricky to show you guys how this works out because the wires only go so long. So I got the half in that I'm gonna do. Typically you'd kind of have the cluster sitting here face down, you just be kind of plugging them in, but it's terrible to show you guys that. So pretty simple. I mean, there's your high low beam. These are gonna be lights, so I'll show that. I'm not gonna hook any of these up, but those are just two little push on connectors for the temperature gauge. That's the gen light, and that's my signal light. So it's real simple. All I gotta do is just the same thing over here, slide it in, and then it looks like it just kind of screws itself in. There's a couple of maybe, I don't know, studs or something like that on that side. I didn't take it apart, so I'll have to figure it out. But I should be able to, next step is I'll have it all in and we should be able to test it and see if it works. All right, so I'm sitting in the car in the dark like a weirdo here to show you this all works. So probably hard to see, but the cluster's in. I'll show you with the lights on after, but I just want to show you. So there you go. Those all kind of work. Life's good. I should be able to turn the signals. The one indicator, the other indicator, and this is the best part, I always think, the high-low beam. Little Chevy emblem. So that's that. That all basically works. The fuel sender does not. It's reading dead full, which is a pain in the butt because that sender was a miscellaneous one. So hopefully it'll figure itself out. Speedometer and all that's all hooked up. So now, I guess I can take the light out and show you this. So it's just kind of sitting in here, loose. I should be able to just kind of put a few screws in there. And yeah, I had to loosen the column, so I got to push the column back in. But that's in, everything works. I'm stoked. So that's what it looks like properly in the car. I still gotta, this is just kind of loose, the little bottom piece, but overall it's there. So you got headlights, wipers, ignition, that hole's where I'm gonna put the horn button. Everything up here works, lights all work, signals work like I showed you, so that's that. But it's supper time now. I'll be back out a little bit and let me show you under the hood what I'm gonna do on that. Okay, so I'm back in the garage here. I'm gonna show you guys the back half of the wiring because I've actually already done it. I showed you before, but this is the wiring that goes to the back of the car. It had been chopped up before, so I ended up fixing it all up. So it just runs kind of along the side of the seat, under the carpet, up through the back seat and into the trunk. So it's pretty simple. There's two wires here, this kind of pink and purple. Those are brake light and turn signal on each side, so that's left side, the purple is right side. This black, it joins into 3, which is the park lights. So park light on each side, and then the middle for the license plate light. And there's one more wire, which actually goes in to be for the fuel sender. So that's done. The lights work. I think I showed you guys that. It's all 100% together. There's no backup lights in this car. It doesn't have the wiring for it. I guess it was an option. So I might put that in down the road, but for right now, I'm done with it. In the front, I'll grab this light. In the front, I basically got everything working, but everything needs to be kind of shortened up and properly done. So there's two different wiring harnesses. This one here comes through the fender. This does all the headlights and turn signals. And there's actually, I think, a little bit for the generator, because the generator was set on that side. So that goes like there. It tees off, like I said before, and goes through the fender. That's for the headlights. And then another piece comes through here. I don't have a grommet yet, and that goes to the park lights. It goes across, does the other side for the headlight. That's that. Then back here, there's a few. So this wire is for the coil, and some of these go to the starter for the trigger. And this yellow wire right here, I just have a little, I made my own wire, just that goes to the fan, just to extend it and test it out there. So now, I mean, now I know everything works and all that, I'm just going to kind of clean it all up. So snip some ends off, put in the proper ones, butt connect everything together again, and if it needs spade clips or whatever I'm going to do, it won't be exactly like factory, but it'll be proper. So I'll start chopping this up, maybe bring it back halfway through, show you one side when it's done, and then we'll go from there. So made some progress on the hood. Pretty simple, just kind of cleaned everything up. Snipped the wires, taped them up after I spade connected them. I still have this one wire I have to extend to run to the alternator. It's the gen light one, so it'll trigger charging. All this stuff, I think I gotta double check, but I don't think I'm going to use that because that's for the old style ignition, which I have HEI in it, so I'm good with that. I can snip that. I ran the wires just kind of up through the firewall with these little clips. It goes around. And then there's just two wires here. This wire is the alternator. This one goes to the starter for the solenoid. And that's the fan wire. So it just goes to the electric fan. So I hooked the battery up. So now that it's all been snipped and kind of tucked up, just got to double check, make sure everything still works. So we got headlights. Got the key on already. Fan works. So everything's good. All that's left now is I have to hook up the neutral safety and hook up a horn. I think that's it for the wiring. But anyways, I can start kind of putting stuff back together, which is nice there. Like I said, the back's all done. It all works other than license plate light. So all I got left now before I can really take it for a proper test drive, I have that fuel leak at the carburetor, and then just a couple little wires here. So I'll get on that tomorrow after work, but it's getting late. I've had enough of it for a night, but yeah, hopefully that's what you guys were looking for in the little wiring tutorial as best you can. I'm sure I don't do it 100% right, but it does work. So that's it for me. Like the channel, tell your friends, subscribe to it. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. If there's something else you want to go more in depth and you think I kind of brush over, let me know. So I've been doing this same thing over and over again, so I forget what's interesting and what maybe you guys want to see. So that's it for now. Be back at tomorrow with a new video.